Hello YouTubers, welcome back. Grade 12 was still doing the monohybrid crosses. Remember, this monohybrid crosses is under the complete dominant. So if we have complete dominance, there are others that are coming for you, the other dominants. There are 3 types of dominance, but this is not the lesson for it. Here we are still practicing the monohybrid crossing. In cats, the genes for long whiskered is dominant over the short whiskered. So we are told that the long is dominant over the short whiskered. A homozygous, this is very important. A homozygous long whiskered cat is crossed with a homozygous short whiskered cat. Now they want you to determine the first generation genotypes and phenotype by representing the genetic cross diagrammatically. So we are coming here. Remember, the first thing that you do not do anything without declaring. So the declaration goes like, you say L is for long whiskered. Cat, and it is dominant. Let's read again. In case the genes for long whiskers is dominant, long whiskered is dominant. And small letter n is for short whiskered cat, which is not dominant. And if it is not dominant, it is recessive. Now, after declaration, you take P1. P1 means the first parents. The male and the female parents, they are combined together. Then the P1, we start with what? With phenotype. We start with what we can see. The phenotype. You can see that this phenotype, it is a what? A long whiskered. Which crosses with short whiskered. Right. After the phenotype, you go for genotype. What we do not see, it is inside their genes. The gene, genotype, the long whiskered. Let's come back and see what is this long whiskered. A homozygous long whiskered. A homozygous long whiskered crosses with a homozygous short whiskered. A homozygous short whiskered. Small letter x. Then after here, this is the genotype of the parent. Now this parent, each one goes under meiosis. Under meiosis is where you can find the what? The segregation. Each gamete will contain each allele, one allele. So we are going to say when you undergo the meiosis, you become gametes. You find the gametes. When an individual undergoes meiosis, the gametes are formed. Which gametes are formed here? They are L, which will cross with L. My L is not as, but I want to show the small letter L, yes, the small letter L. Now, from the gametes, then we can cross the gametes. Crossing the gametes, you are forming the fertilization. Someone can say cross. Someone can say fusion. Someone can say mating. When they mate, here is the gamete. Sometimes this gamete you can say female and male gamete, you see. So there is no one that tells you that the homozygous long-whiskered cat is a female or it's a male, as much as the homozygous short-whiskered is a male or female. So you are going to grab this one anywhere you want to put, and anywhere you want to put. Now, in crossing that, you find that there is L and small letter L. There is L and small letter L. There is L and small letter L, L and small letter L. Now, the result is called F1 generation. Because if you don't indicate F1 generation, there are problems that will want you to find F2. So you have to start showing the results of F1, then you take the results of F1, you go to the second cross, then you go to find the second generation. But for this one, we are lucky. They say we must determine the F1 genotypes and phenotypes by representing the genetic cross. Right. This is F1. When we start with F1, we start with genotype. What is the genotype? It's 1, 2, 3, 4. They are the same. 4 L L. What is the phenotype? 4 what? Yes, long whisker, because L is dominant. This one is recessive, so it is masculine. 4 long whiskered. What does this mean? This means that this is 100% of long whiskered. Long whiskered cat. And this means 100% L. We are done for doing everything that is required of us. Now, to accommodate those learners who do not know how to do the Punnett square, because everyone has a choice here, you know everything comes is the same up until here. Now when you get here, you say it's L crosses with L. So this L crosses with that L to get L. This L crosses with that L to form L, and this one crosses. By the way, this one crosses with this, not this. This crosses with, this is a little bit confusing. That is why I do not prefer it. But I must do it to teach you guys as to how do you get it if you don't want to use the Punnett square. So you take this one, crosses with this, get L, and this one crosses with that to get L. Oh, this one crosses with this, and this one
must cross with the last one.
Okay. This one with this, and this one with that.
Yes.
Okay.
Remove this one, sir.
Okay.
Remove this and put it with this.
Okay, I remove this. Okay. That is why I don't like this method, but it is confusing. But I must do it for the other learners who find it easy for themselves, right? Okay, this is a distributive method, mathematical. So this goes with that. This goes with that. You agree? Right. This goes with this, and this goes with that. Agree? Right. When I say agree, I'm talking to my DOP, the director of photographer. It's L and L. When I do mistakes, she calls me to order. L, and L. So the result is the same as you have found them here. So guys, please, there is nothing difficult in the genetic crossing. There is nothing challenging in the genetic crossing. It needs you to be consistent. It needs you to understand your mathematics. So mathematics, it can be pure maths, it can be maths lead, because they are learners who are doing life sciences, but they are not doing pure maths. And those learners who are doing life sciences are doing maths, but all in all is the same. We all have mathematics background. So I will see you in the next videos. Please make sure that you practice all the things that we have done, and I will see you in the next videos. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and share to others, and also comment. Uncle Pythagoras will see you in the next videos. Signing out.